Hey YouTube, it's me Turkish and today we'll be covering the news yet again. We've got a very big one here for you today. Dondi has been going on an absolute spree giving us all sorts of information, and I'm really excited to cover all of this with you today. So starting off here, Dondi says that a new build will be coming out after he's finished looking over a few things. In fact, given the delay I had in recording this video, the new patch has already come out. So immediately after this video, I will be going back in and testing stuff to try and work out what's going on. Then of course we had a few people who were talking about some strange noises around the island. I personally think that this strange noise that this person heard was just a Paleo Rex call out in the distance, but let me know what you guys think down below. First of all, I will be playing the Paleo Rex calls, and I'll be playing the sound that this guy heard, but there is a sound that Dondi did mention in the past, quite a few years ago in stream, that we have not seen added into the game. That is the sound of trumpets.
We are not going that way now. You can set it to a different time of day immediately, please.
Oh, sure.
It's funny because there is something there that 100% absolutely is not playing because it has no reference in game. But I believe what Dondi is trying to say here is that there is meant to be a strange droning noise in the island right now, but the reference for that droning point isn't in the game, meaning the sound can't be called upon. So I think it's a thing of Dondi saying that maybe soon we may be hearing a very strange noise. And of course, Dondi also did say that this would be something more so for the lore side of the Isle. And it was something to do with noises, which did make me think that this new noise that we are going to be getting is going to be tied into that noise we heard in that clip from an old Dondi stream. Rumpelstiltskin and Lightclaw then went into more discussion talking about this. And Dondi says, I'm fairly alarmed here, which means that this rumbling noise that we will get in the future, not the one we heard in that clip, which I still, as I said, believe is a Paleo Rex call, could be an alarm system. We see in the clip that Dondi was very close to the dome, so it could be that whatever it is, we get that, alarm sound coming in. We know that there was a concept art of a mechanical quest, and that mechanical quests seem to have been built within a dome. Yeah, we start to get to speculation, and we'll save that for a future video. Someone asked here saying, will Stego get buffs in the future patches due to the fact that it's currently a free food source for Rex? To which Dondi said that, yes, the adults will suffer on Hordetest while we get to see some of the mid-range of the creature's life tested more. If you guys remember in a previous video, I did say, Dondi is currently looking at the sub-adults for the apexes. That's where a lot of the balancing has been. So effectively, the juvies are fine. Right, if you remember, we've already adjusted Juvie Trike, we've already adjusted Juvie Stego, and we've already adjusted Juvie Rex. So logically speaking, right, in a balance standpoint, we're now adjusting the sub-adults. The reason why I've been testing the adults is to see the knock-on consequence of buffing the subs. Dondi talks about Allo grapple animations coming along. So Dondi says that there's still some stuff to check. One of the builds will have a different Allo grapple animation, but the legs won't move. And he says that it has another placeholder in the upcoming build as well, legs won't move, trying some stuff out, which could be the current build that we have as of this video being released. And if you guys check out a previous video of mine, we actually tried to recreate what an Allo grapple would look like if it did not have its feet latched onto the targets. So the devs may have had their own version of that cooking up, which we know that they would have had a version of that cooking up for the past 2 weeks. So it's really cool that we're going to be able to see that in game sometime soon. Dondi then gave some potential news on Para, where he said, if I ever did functional songs of Para, it'll be a broadcast or close to vocalization distance that was layered so that as more animals join, you must activate the other layers in the meta sound up until you have a full chorus. Definitely a different songs do different benefits for you and your group kind of deal. No minigame stuff, hit button and vibe with the honking. I quite like this. If you guys have ever played Monster Hunter, you have a weapon called the hunting horn. And obviously part of that song is clicking different notes in a sort of mini game to get various effects. The fact that we don't have to do the various button clicks, but instead you just activate horn, play, There will probably be maybe some sort of dial system to choose which song you want to do, and other people get to join in that song. So I really like that. I like the idea that we might have paras that you sort of just hear singing as they're migrating around the map. Or even during combat, they'll be blasting you with musical notes. As Dondi always describes, para is like Maya, but with magic. And I ended up making a silly little meme of just a para firing off like a magical blast, and which Dondi was like, someone needs to unironically make a serious portrait of the para, like it's about to pull some ninjutsu, but it has no fingers to make the alien gang signs. Quite funny. Next, we have Dondi talking about the ESP Civil War and the fact that he's actually he has been going around banning a bunch of hackers. I myself have even been helping out with the banning of hackers, as I've been finding Steam IDs and Discords of people who are just in their genius streaming themselves playing the game with their ESP hacks. So thank you to these people who are too stupid to realize that other people can look over your monitor while you're streaming the game to your friends. Next, of course, Dondi talks about the idea of growth loopholes, which I was going to speculate in this video was going to be eating eggs to get nutrients. While a really cool gameplay system, it's just too abusable, unfortunately. So while it was fun for us, it's too much for a group of people focusing 100% on feeding eggs to each other. So we've decided to, the devs, at least in this patch, have said that they're removing the eating of eggs to get nutrients. I'll be covering that during the actual patch. Next, after that, Dondi starts talking about baryonics, which is, that's just exciting, isn't it? So Dondi says Bary only may show up in a Hordetest with Ostro and or Kentro, various stages of unfinished, with Ostro being quite closer and the other two by far. Bary basically being an Allosaurus wearing a baryonic suit like Men in Black. I believe I can access Bary on the current Hordetest. If you guys remember the placeholder Allosaurus we had back in live build, where it's an Allosaurus, but it has all of the stats of a Carnotaurus. What it does mean though, is that we could be seeing a Hordetest in the future with Ostro and Kentro, and or we could be seeing them appear in this Hordetest with the devs sort of just running around as these dinosaurs. Where Dondi says there is no harm in letting you all see some work and progress in the Hordetest patch. It's been a minute. So that's going to be rather exciting, and I can't wait to see that. Imagine you're just running around and you just see the baryonics just sort of chilling by the water and then diving in. Oh, I can't wait to see the clips. It's going to be really exciting. Things like this always bring the community together, as we all get really hyped seeing JPEGs move around. I can't deny it, I do too. So let me know what you guys think, and if you guys do see anything unusual or see any of these dinosaurs being added, let me know down below. I can't wait to hear all of your stories. But Dondi does share a screenshot of his baryonics in Highlands by a lake. He did say he was on another server testing some things, and he seemed to have been testing whether or not he can inject the Bary into the server. So that's, it's exciting. Then someone said, will Bary be able to pounce/grapple? And Don said, there's an idea of something closer to the Deinosuchus lunge than pounce and grapple, but it seems unlikely to pass the bar. So we'll have to wait and see. This could be a hint on a mechanic that baryonics gets, and this may explain an interesting animation that was in the files, but we'll have to wait and see. Dondi is actually working on the color palettes currently, and he'll have to check hopefully today, if not over the weekend, when it comes to the absolute joy of putting those palettes together for the entire roster. What this means is, if you guys remember in the devlogs, and I've been very excited about this, we could be getting color palettes for different color themes during entombments, for like entombment rewards. Given the fact that Dondi is now working on the color palettes, it means that we are accelerating closer to the idea that we may be getting entombment rewards, maybe even this Hordetest. That makes me excited. Let me know what you guys think down below for the color palettes. Next, we have Alstein talking about an idea of Wavepool's concept for the cannibal mutation, which is something that I also agree with as well, which is the idea that when you get the cannibal mutation, your diet list is changed where you can only eat your own species, but eating your own species gives you all three diets. I do like this idea. It's something that I've been similarly cooking up in the background as well, so I'm really glad to see other people have similar sort of thoughts. Someone said that would be insanity, and then Dondi says not really insanity, it's a good cool. In the dev blog, they said that they have been looking at reworking quite a few mutations. It could be the fact that the cannibal mutation could be changed, but if it's now instead a mutation that fundamentally changes gameplay, you can now become an absolutely horror machine with a cannibal mutation. Especially if it maybe adds a few secondary conditions to it, of things that you can do to your own species. Like, for example, maybe allowing you to track your own species better, or locate your own species, where you can kind of become a hunter of your own kind. That's quite interesting. It also means that because you only have to focus on killing your own species, you can start speccing into mutations that allow you to properly hunt your own species. You can now just dedicate an entire playstyle loop to being a cannibal, rather than just, oh, I guess I'm a raptor, I'm hunting Tenos, but if one of my pack members die, I get to eat them too. It's like, no, you are just a cannibal. The only thing you are doing is hunting your own species. I like that. That's horror. That it makes you... I like it when the game does things that immerses you into the role that you are playing. Where Wavepool once again was talking about a mutation idea that when you entomb, you have a mutation that allows you to better understand human language. This was in a reference to Dondi was saying that you as a dinosaur would not understand human vocal. It would be placed with a different audio or something. Man behind screen also no understand voice. What Dondi's saying here is that when human beings are talking in the game, which implies that there will be some sort of like open communication or voice chat with human beings in the Isle, the dinosaurs won't understand the human voice chat. They'll just hear probably garbage noise. Imagine, if you will, that you're a human being and you're looking at a dino face to face, and you start telling the dino, like the "Hey look dino, please just leave me alone. I'm scared, leave me alone." And the dino just nods at you and walks away. That's terrifying. Just the fact that it understood you is so cool. It just, man, it makes me gush. I love it. That's all I want from this game. I want mutations that aren't just stat increases, but they fundamentally change the way you play the game. Things like that idea for the cannibal mutation. Things like, this mutation to understand human speech, or even begin to read human text would be another interesting thing. Like, that's cool. You know? Because then dinosaurs like Rugops and potentially Troorodon, and I think Troorodon is very overlooked in the fact that it might just be one of the best human killers in the game when they had to come out. You could understand human speech. So when human beings are talking about flanking you or something, you can now outflank their flank. Like, it's just, man, it's cool. I love it. But that is pretty much about all for the news. Let me know what you guys think about the topics we had today. This one's having to be quite fast. But, yeah. That's about it. Goodbye. I have to work on a new testing video. La la la.